Perhaps spooked by his cult, the AIADMK is threatening legal action if Rajnikant's Kaala pits the people of Tamil Nadu against the government. A pro-Tamil group also raised slogans against the actor turned politician on Wednesday, making the established parties more jittery are the murmurs of the BJP backing the superstar. RSS ideologue and Rajini's close friend S. Gurumurthy added fuel to the fire today.
His mass appeal and Narendra Modi's credibility, if these two combine, it can produce impact on Tamil Nadu.
Well, for one, we thought Kaala means black, but apparently Kaala also means controversy. That's what has been happening in the past 2 days over here, be it Rajnikant's speech, be it Jayakumar's speech. Interestingly, as the songs were released, within 2 hours, the Fisheries Minister Jayakumar comes forward and says, like, if there is any provocative lines in the songs of Kaala, definite legal action would be taken.
Mirror now asks, isn't the AIADMK's threats against the freedom of speech? Even before Rajni enters the election battlefield, what is making his rivals so nervous? Let's debate.
Question the upper debate from Mirror now. Faye D'Souza, thank you for joining us. The question that we're asking today is this a fundamental violation of the right to speech? If a state government comes up and says, if you make a film that in any way makes the people of the state dislike us, we will take legal action against you. On what basis will the AIADMK run Tamil Nadu government take legal action against a film because of the lyrics of a song? Over the last year, we've seen several instances where governments and various arms of the government have overstepped their brief to crush the freedom of speech. We've seen fringe groups that have come forward to stop films from being released. This must stop now. You cannot, for the sake of your political gains, stand in the way of the creative arts and of freedom of speech. And for the people of Tamil Nadu, one assumes that cry is going to be even louder when the film in question is a Rajnikant film. Joining me on the show today, Mr. Muralidharan, who normally is an AIADMK supporter, but today comes in as a Rajnikant fan. Sri Rajshekharan is a lawyer with the Madras High Court. Suman C. Raman will join us as well. S. Srinivasan is a senior journalist. And we'll also have Akash Deep Shabir, who is a director. I'm going to go to Mr. Srinivasan first. Mr. Srinivasan, this is very interesting. Is the AIADMK spooked by Rajnikant's popularity? What on earth do they mean by they will take legal action against a film if it makes them look bad?
Yeah, obviously it shows certain nervousness in the ranks of AIADMK. What you do not see is something which is perhaps going behind the scene. Rajnikant, after his announcement that he is formally getting into politics in December 2017, he has now begun to put a certain structure at the ground level. He is appointing various district heads. He also had a meeting of those district heads. He is trying to mobilize his forces, to say. Obviously, this statement shows a certain nervousness. This is not for the first time that films in Tamil Nadu has been used to do a certain political messaging. In the past, MGR has done this, and he has done it very effectively. He has done a social messaging to build a certain constituency. And the worry is perhaps AIADMK, which is obviously very vulnerable now, that a similar messaging might prove it may not be good for them. So this might be one reason why they are saying it. The other thing is the freedom of expression, the other portion. If you see the statement, it is in two parts. The first one, he criticizes and says that what Rajnikant has said is whatever his opinion he has given, that's fine. But the ominous thing comes later, where he says that we will take action if there is anything which violates public peace or those kind of things he's saying. You know, obviously it's a direct threat, and coming from a minister, is very, very unfortunate. But this even before he hasn't even started addressing any public meeting. He's still, after his initial announcement, he had an internal meeting. He hasn't yet announced publicly. He hasn't come out, to held any public meeting in that sense. But already these things have begun. So,
right. So let me bring in C. Rajshekharan, who has a different point of view from what I understand. C. Rajshekharan, do you see this as trampling of freedom of speech? Do you think the AIADMK government is just nervous right now about Rajnikant launching his own political party?
You cannot conveniently forget the past history of these kind of movies being released. See, I am not for banning any movie. Even let it be for Dam 999 or Padmavat or any other movie. When the Central Board of Film Certification issues a certificate, be it a U certificate, UA, S or A, whichever certificate, nobody has the power and the right to stop that release of the movie. But here, the Minister of Tamil Nadu, I don't know whether he has watched the movie or he knows the script, or I don't know what is the reason for he making such kind of a statement that anything which is going to affect the law and order of the state, or it is going to create problem in the state, we will not keep quiet, we will take action. So all this put in a nutshell, something which is going to go against the people and the state. Definitely the state government has the powers to voice their opinion. See, yes, freedom of speech and expression is entitled.
But as a lawyer, Mr. Rajshekharan, does the state government actually have the authority to threaten someone like this? And I'm just going to quote Mr. Jayakumar, the minister in question. He says the state government will not watch silently if you create any problems for personal gains.
See,
legally, does he have the right to make a statement like this?
See, if you ask me as a lawyer, the minister has no right to make such bizarre comments in the public space, because we are governed by the Indian Constitution and freedom of speech and expression is given to every single person. So if it is going to go against the nation and the people, it amounts to sedition. Definitely the minister is entitled to take action. The government is entitled to take action against the concern. But there are umpteen number of rulings which says nobody can heckle somebody in voicing their opinion. So in this case, we don't know what the movie speaks about, what the song which the minister claims to be against the interests of the state. I really don't know, because I'm not aware of it. Neither I am the director of the movie. Let us wait and watch what is happening. Or the other way around, if you see, maybe it could be a fixed match also. So I don't know what is the real issue behind it. I cannot speculate.
Mr. Muralidharan, you are in an interesting position here. You're a Rajnikant fan, from what I understand, but you also normally argue for the AIADMK. Can you explain to us what the state government is thinking at this point, or is it just plain politics? Are they afraid of Rajnikant?
Tricky question. See, what I need to tell you is Rajnikant did not jump into politics to make money or fame. I think he got into politics, or he wanted to enter politics to do something good for the people. Because he's 60 years plus, so I don't think he's got to have the, he's not greedy for power. As simple as that. Second is, whatever the minister has said, there are certain objectionable lyrics which are in the movie, the audio which was released yesterday. There are certain objectionable words being mentioned there. So probably he took that into his heart and, he uttered whatever he had to say. But going to a level of threatening and saying, blocking the movie, I don't think that's right. And that's definitely condemnable. But I don't think Rajini is getting deterred by all this. He is very determined. And the current scenario in Tamil Nadu, things are not very good. I need to tell you that, because there is a little bit of unrest among the people. One is not knowing who's governing us and who's going to govern us. And there's always speculation that, BJP is running the show. So there's a lot of, anger among the people, which is, which is showing good signs for a person like Rajinikanth to take over. And I think Rajinikanth's entry into politics is going to be much, much easier than what he would have really thought. So that's what the current state is. So
well, it seems to me, Mr. Muralidharan, you seem to be changing sides from the AIDMK to perhaps a Rajnikant and Modi combination. Is that true? Do you see some sort of combination coming up in the future, and that's why you're changing sides, or have you changed sides already?
No, I've not changed side. I'm still speaking for ADMK, but I'm a Rajini fan. So and considering that, and he's a good man. There's nothing wrong about this man. He's not done any harm to anybody, which we know as of till date. So we see him as a good leader, and there is definitely a vacant space which was vacated by Madam Jayalalitha and Mr. Karunanidhi. So why not a good man take it? And I would have loved to see him join ADMK and take over. Okay, if that's not happening, why not an alliance? Because let me tell you one thing: the future government in Tamil Nadu is not going to be a majoritarian government, because nobody is going to sweep polls here, because the voters are split. The ADMK is split into two. DMK doesn't know what they are doing, and there's Congress, there's BJP, there's Rajnikant, there's Kamala Hassan. So it's going to be a coalition government. So we can't really comment and throw mud at anybody right now, because tomorrow they could be an alliance.
Tomorrow they could be an alliance. Now this is becoming a very interesting conversation. We started off talking about freedom of speech, but is there going to... Yes, Mr. Rajshekharan, go ahead.
Faye, it's really sad to hear these kind of comments from all these panelists that we are expecting somebody from a film industry to come and take the reins of the administration and all this stuff. But again, I am pained as a citizen of Tamil Nadu. Nearly 5.5 to 6 crores voters will go for the elections to vote. And again, waiting for somebody to come and save Tamil Nadu, all this ridiculous arguments and comments is really funny. Because people are, of course, for the past 50 years, they were taken for a solid ride. I don't understand or agree whether they will allow them to be again taking them for a solid ride by bringing all these people from other areas of film industry. Even a radio jockey and a video jockey is starting a political party, and nearly 100 to 150 chief ministerial candidates are available in the state of Tamil Nadu. So it is really a funny scenario which the people of Tamil Nadu are facing.
Okay, we'll allow Mr. Muralidharan to respond, and then I'll ask a question. Mr. Muralidharan, go ahead.
Only one point I have for him. I mean, 2 weeks back, he was with Mr. Kamala Hassan, and he had a strong belief that the actor is going to take over Tamil Nadu, become chief minister.
Yes,
and that has changed now. So that's surprising too.
I'll answer that. See, nowhere, even yesterday, Mr. Kamala Hassan had said that he is not thinking of forming the government or is going to become the chief minister. If he loses also, he will be available in politics. That's what the statement he made before, now, and maybe he is making it in the right sense. He understands politics. Though I am not with him, what the decision I made was not wrong, because I came out for my professional reasons. But here, you people are, laying a red carpet for only actors and RJ and VJ and even anybody from the film industry, even the Parata Suri and Santanam will become chief minister. This is what the state is going to. So it's really saddening. See,
well, first of all, Mr. Rajshekharan, we have to remember that is the history of the state. If you look at the history of the state, you've always relied on film stars. And there's no reason why a film star, what is the qualification that a politician brings to the table that you believe that we should fundamentally disqualify all film stars? But I want to bring in Akashdeep Shabir, who's a director who wants to respond. Mr. Shabir, respond, and then I'll bring in rebuts. Mr. Shabir, go ahead.
Yeah, Faye, what I completely find strange is that politicians have decided what kind of cinema should be made, who should act in it, what trailers should release, what the song lyrics should be, should cinema actors enter politics or not, should people lay the red carpet to them if they have to attend it. Who are these politicians to decide what is to be done in a democracy? Slowly, is it becoming a kind of a democracy where politicians are going to rule? This is some new democracy. What is this that I hear that why should the government allow a film star a chance to enter politics? Who are you to stop anybody? What credentials do politicians have? Do they come from some great college of politics with high IQ and high training? I mean, the mess in this country is only because of the kind of politicians that we have. And as a common man here, and as a film personality, I am pained to hear that you are just brushing everybody in Bollywood as, or in any other state's cinema, as somebody who's not worthy of being a chief minister. What makes them say this? And how come these people are allowed to say all this? How is a government allowed to voice its concern over the fact that a mass leader who we are hearing is about to enter politics could be a threat to them? So you mean the state will now choke up such people and their cinema also? What is happening to this country? And they're just easily and so effortlessly speaking about it on television.
In fact, let me ask Mr. Palaniswamy, who joins me right now.
Are you going to stop people from contesting?
Absolutely. Let me ask Mr. Palaniswamy, who joins me right now from the AIDMK. Mr. Palaniswamy, thank you for joining us. Would you please tell us, what did the minister mean when he said the state will take legal action against Rajinikanth if any of his songs turn the people against the government?
What legal action can they take against cinema?
First of all, I am not in AIDMK right now. Let me clarify that. But I'm a member of parliament from AIDMK I was. See, we are not objecting Rajinikanth coming into politics. What we are objecting is, he has announced the youngsters should not come into politics. He has not said so. The youngsters should not join his mandams. He encouraged those youngsters to do all sorts of nonsense, to do Palabhishekam and all that. That is number one. Then number two, the very same Mr. Rajinikanth has announced he will donate 1 crore. That announcement was made 15 years back. If Mr. Rajinikanth is an ethical person, first he should send a demand draft to the Prime Minister or to the Finance Minister what he promised 15 years ago. Why he is not keeping up to the promise? First of all, anybody is at liberty to come to politics.
So you are saying, Mr. Palaniswamy, you are saying that you have a... If he has not donated money, he is not legally obligated to donate any money, and he may have... So is that any reason for a minister in the state to make a statement like this?
Then would he say that it is not legally achievable? This is a public announcement by Mr. Rajinikanth.
So what is the public announcement by Mr. D. Jayakumar, who has said that the state will take legal action against him?
He will donate 1 crore. This announcement was made 15 years back.
I don't see the legal basis of your argument. But let me bring in Sumansi Raman to respond to this. Sumansi Raman, the politics in Tamil Nadu is always very entertaining. But what is your response to the fact? Can Sumansi Raman hear me? Mr. Raman? Alright, we'll go back to Sumansi Raman. Who can I speak to? Okay. Mr. Rajshekharan, go ahead, please.
Faye, first and foremost, I am not objecting to anybody entering politics, because in a people's democracy, vibrant democracy, any Tom, Dick and Harry has the right to contest elections and become whatever they want to, because the people have to elect them and vote for them. So let us make it very clear. Nobody is objecting or stopping Rajinikanth to enter politics. Let him very well enter. Let him meet the people. Let him get the votes and become somebody what he aspires to become. But it is not such a easy job. It is not a movie making. See, for 3 hours movie, you need some 100 days of shooting. But in politics,
you don't become a commentator there.
Into every village, every voter. See, because of your popularity, because of your fame, you cannot take things for granted. In a democracy, people have to get convinced that this person is going to deliver what they want.
Faye, where is he taking the discourse?
Totally
Has Rajinikanth even taken things for granted? Where is he taking the discourse?
No,
he's giving gyan on how politics should be done, as if he's the textbook of politics.
I am not questioning anybody.
Leave it to Rajinikanth, sir. That's not the topic. Don't teach us that, you have to go into every
So tell me something. Let me just bring this back. Let me bring this conversation back.
I know very well how many politicians.
That I know.
Faye, politicians don't even visit their own constituencies.
No,
sir,
this is a fair question.
Don't even visit their constituencies after being elected. What gyan are you giving on national network?
No, Mr. Muralidharan, I'm going to ask one second, gentlemen. Mr. Muralidharan, here's the question. Tamil Nadu has always had film stars as politicians. But what is the qualification of the politicians who are currently running the state, who are making statements like this?
Against means you're doing a favor. Even if you are, it doesn't matter.
Mr. Muralidharan, what is the current qualification of
statements like these?
Who has to rule them?
I think we are missing the context here.
Yes.
See, what are we trying to tell? Mr. Rajashekar is also taking a dig at Rajinikanth. But what?
The majority people will
Right. Mr. Rajashekar, 1 second, please.
Can I talk?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we see blindly. We should not. See, we should not, the way Mr. Rajashekar spoke, blindly, it's not like, making a movie, which is 3-hour movie, 100-day shooting. I don't know whether he knows about anything about movie making. There's so much of planning goes into that, making a single movie. There's so much of coordination which needs to be done. Whether light boy has to be there in the place, the heroes have to be there, the makeup man, the guys who are giving food, the guy who's sound engineer. There's so much of planning which goes into. That's why every director has at least 4 or 5 assistant director. There's so much of planning goes into. So this man has been doing this day in, day out for the last 40 years. And he's a very successful man. He has promoted movies across the globe, which even the Khans had to learn from him.
So what?
Politics also has changed. Politics has changed.
Mr. Rajashekar,
yes,
what have your
politics has
done
changed
to become leaders?
So what? So what is this you are trying to prove a point here on a national TV? Because
Mr.
The point I'm trying to make here is a successful
Gentlemen, please, calm down. Let me actually put this into perspective. Rajinikanth has not joined politics, neither has his film released, but yet you're already yelling at each other. One wonders what will happen when he does join politics, and how much will that, how much more upset will you be when that happens? If Sumansi Raman can hear me now, Mr. Raman, I just want to bring you in on this question.
Yep.
We have ministers of the Tamil Nadu government making statements like, if your songs bring the people against us, we'll take action against you. On what basis can any state government make a statement like this?
What an anti-democratic statement.
Actually, I have a slightly different take on it.
Yes.
Tamil Nadu, actually there has been a lot of talk that at some point in time, the AIADMK, the BJP and Mr. Rajinikanth will get together in some form of an informal understanding. So I feel that the minister's statement is quite possibly to sort of, at least for now, quell that talk that, all these people are actually hand in glove and this is some kind of shadow boxing that is going on. So I don't think that there was any need for him to comment on this at all. And the fact that he has deliberately chosen to target Mr. Rajinikanth, see, they have been.
Oh, we seem to have lost that connection.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I
Mr.
want to say.
Yes, Mr. Paliswamy, go ahead.
Yeah. Can I? See, Mr. Sumansi Raman has said that AIADMK is likely to have an alliance with BJP and Mr. Rajinikanth. That is a suicidal attempt. AIADMK, I hope, would never ever do that. If they do that, then it's a suicidal attempt for the party.
But do you think it's likely that they may? You might not advise but
according to Mr. Sumansi Raman, as an independent analyst, that is his opinion. But I, as a party man, I strongly feel that that is a suicidal attempt for the party aligning with the BJP. The entire cadre of Tamil Nadu, AIADMK, wants to fight against BJP because of their betrayal in Tamil Nadu's rights on Kaveri, Neduvasal, NEET. So many issues are there in Tamil Nadu. So the AIADMK people and the Tamil Nadu workers would never ever accept BJP in the coming election, and I hope AIADMK won't align with BJP or with Mr. Rajinikanth. That is another discredit to Mr. Rajinikanth, his intention of aligning with BJP. And the minister's voice about his song, like Mr. S.V. Segar made a Facebook posting that was likely to create some law and order situation. Today, High Court has rejected his bail. What minister has said, if Mr. Rajinikanth's song could create any law and order situation, definitely the state will act on that. Well, I don't see any wrong words in that. That is applicable for anybody. Even if anyone speaks or writes, or if anyone makes a song, if that creates any law and order issue, the state is bound to maintain the law and order.
Right, okay. So the state is bound to maintain the law and order. So you don't agree with the statement that's been made by the minister, Mr. Palaniswamy?
No, I agree with the statement made by the minister.
Faye, let me
but
try.
I don't agree with the AIDMK aligning with
Faye, let me try to put.
Mr. Srinivasan, see, this is my problem. Then make that statement before every film. If you're saying that it's the state's job to maintain law and order, then every time there's a film releasing, why doesn't one of your ministers come forward and make a statement threatening the filmmaker? Mr. Srinivasan, go ahead.
Yeah, I think what's happening currently is, if you have to look at how political parties take shape, obviously they need to form a support base, and they cobble their own base by taking supporters from other parties. So it has happened in the past. Vaiko branched out of DMK. AIDMK was born out of, it broke away from DMK. And then other parties came out of AIDMK. So obviously, when Rajinikanth is heading towards, announcing, he has announced his, entry into politics. But when he formally gets out, he ought to have a certain base which he need to create, and he might cobble from various political parties. See, one sense is that there is a huge. I think in 2016 or something, there was first-time voters were about 15 or 16 lakhs. This time there is an estimate that there will be a substantial number of voters who will be below the age of 40. Now, obviously, there would be a certain strategy which Rajinikanth is trying to put in place. That a strategy for newcomers, a strategy for pulling people from other parties. If you see, he has been very careful. He hasn't attacked any political leaders of Tamil Nadu so far. In the last speech, he praised MGR. In this recent speech, he has now ended up praising Karunanidhi. He says, I would like to really listen to his voice. So he is not antagonizing anybody. So obviously he wants to pull out some people from AIDMK, some possibly from DMK. It is a possibility. Now, if you look at sometimes he goes and supports nationalistic forces. Sometimes he goes and supports, even Tamil nationalists. So one really doesn't know what he is currently aiming at. But from a distant viewer, what I feel is he's probably trying to be good and be all. How does it shape? One doesn't know. And one possibility is that the minister in the AIDMK government is slightly panicky, and he is making this statement. That's what I feel.
Right. So we have a couple of people who've called us on the phone line. Yes, Mr. Rajshekharan, go ahead.
Faye, now the situation is very futile, and you cannot predict anything. It's too early to speculate on the future. But again, here it's an interesting situation. Why AIDMK minister is targeting Rajinikanth? It can be like Sumant Raman rightly said, and I also earlier in the debate had pointed out that point, made that point, that it can be a fixed match also to promote Rajinikanth. So you cannot rule out all these options. But end of the day, it is the people who are going to decide whom they want to elect and make the chief minister of the state, who is going to get the majority.
So actually, Mr. Rajshekharan, as an independent analyst, one second, Mr. Shabir, Mr. Rajshekharan, as an independent analyst, a combination of Rajinikanth and Mr. Narendra Modi would be nearly unstoppable in the state of Tamil Nadu. Is that not true?
See, yesterday or today, I'm not sure of the date, but Mr. Gurumurthy, the famous auditor of Tamil Nadu, in the past days, he was making so many comments which became reality. So likewise, he said Rajinikanth and Modi alliance is inevitable. Definitely, Rajinikanth will join alliance with BJP, Modi. So you cannot rule out that option also, because Mr. Gurumurthy seems to be a very powerful man, because he only made EPS, OPS to join after the breakup. And all this put in a nutshell, whatever Gurumurthy had said in the past had happened after the demise of late Jayalalitha. So in this particular case, Rajinikanth and Modi alliance, which Gurumurthy is mooting out, will also happen in the future. We cannot rule out that option. It is a good alliance also, because he speaks about spiritual politics, and BJP speaks about Hindutva and Hindu Rashtra, everything. So they may join hands. There is
Yes. Will they join hands? All right, we seem to have terrible problems with our phone lines today. Sumansi Raman is back again. Akashdeep Shabir, please go ahead and respond, and then I'll go to Mr. Raman.
Yeah, no, as a man from cinema and as a commoner, I'm just hearing everyone and I'm wondering that any time there is a particular film which does not pander to the ruling party's ideology, you are going to mute such voices by citing law and order situation? Whether it's Padmavat, Padmavat, there was a group that was objecting. A ruling party in this state feels that things that in the song or in the lyrics or in the film may go against their party ideology. So be it. So be it. Who says that we have to pander and toe the line of the ruling party's ideology? How can you start muting voices like this? Is this free democracy?
Absolutely.
Have we moved ahead or we've regressed in life as a country? This is disgraceful, and that this is being debated. The ruling party minister says if anything in the song or the lyrics goes against the AIDMK ideology, I'm going to cite law and order situation, and then you're going to ban it. I mean, we all have to toe the line. We have to get scared of the ruling party.
No, I think this is said. The minister's statement. No, you can't. You shouldn't be taking this statement seriously. I think it is just said for effect. The minister knows very well that once the film has been,
there's a man in responsibility. There's a man on a position.
That would be the end of things. I mean, I don't think there's any question of if the state government can't maintain law and order, then they have to allow somebody else to do it.
There is a man who's sitting in a position of power.
Statement being.
Absolutely.
No. See, the whole idea is.
But Suman,
why is ministers
not wrapped for this kind of
create a distance between the AIDMK and Mr. Rajinikanth? Look, Faye, what is happening in Tamil Nadu is there are two broad fronts emerging. One is the front with the DMK. The Congress is now caught in a bit of a bind because the DMK is now talking of what about a coalition of regional parties and so on, so which may leave the Congress in the lurch at some point. But some of the other smaller parties, also the communist parties like the VCK, Mr. Vaiko and so on, they're all sort of part of the DMK alliance. Now on the other side, you've got the AIDMK, which is still the single largest force on the other side. And who else would be there logically? And the BJP at this point of time is a bit of a problem for anybody to sort of align with because of the very strong sentiments against the BJP, particularly on the Kaveri issue, with the central government not having constituted the Kaveri Water Management Board. So nobody would go in for anything official with the BJP at this stage. No front would be willing to partner with them. So that leaves the AIDMK looking for partners. This is not the party of Jayalalitha, where in 2016 she actually turned down parties which wanted a coalition on her terms. And she said, no, I don't want a coalition, I will go alone. After 5 years of anti-incumbency, she won standing on her own. This is not the same party. There is no strong leadership. So they would be also keen, though whatever talk they may have of bravado in terms of saying we are Amma's party, the party stands diminished now without a tall leader. So they are also on the lookout for alliances. And who are those whom they can align with? One of the first names which should come up is Mr. Rajinikanth. Now whether he would want that is a different issue. But for him also, to get a large cadre-based vote, like the AIDMK vote, it makes enormous sense. It creates a vote bank which is substantial and complementary. Mind you, this is the vote which sort of Mr. Rajinikanth may actually take away some of the vote from the AIDMK and so on. So it gives a great opportunity. It makes enormous sense for the two parties to tie up together. Certainly not with the BJP at this stage, because the BJP is a bit of a problem, hot potato in Tamil Nadu at the moment. But for AIDMK and Rajinikanth to work out some form of an understanding makes great political sense. And whoever says that it will not happen, I mean, that's something that anything is possible in politics.
Anything is possible in politics, and obviously the statement that we're discussing at this point is possibly also a political statement. But I agree with Akashdeep Shabir about the fact that here is a person in a position of responsibility. This is a minister. D. Jayakumar is a minister, and hence we shouldn't, while I understand your analysis, Sumansi Raman, that it is not, perhaps not a statement to be taken seriously. First of all, because it's impossible really to silence the voice of Rajinikanth in Tamil Nadu when it comes to a film. He can't be silenced, the film can't be censored, it can't be put off. So this is possibly not a threat that can be carried out. But is it a threat that shows the nervousness inside of this government? Is it a threat that the creative community needs to come out and stand up against, saying you can't possibly say these things because it sends a very, very bad message? And I want to take that question to C. Rajshekharan. Mr. Rajshekharan, you might have issues with film stars turning into politicians. That doesn't change the fact that they all have fundamental rights.
Hey, I have no issues with anybody turning into a politician. Anybody has the right, because we are in a democracy. Even you can become the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu if you come and settle down in Tamil Nadu. So nobody can stop that. Likewise, Rajinikanth, anybody for that instance. See, I am not against anybody. Let me make it very clear. But they were actors in the past. See, so many, problems are there today in Tamil Nadu. People are facing NEET, methane issue, neutrino, Neduvasal, Sterlite. So many burning issues are there. People are protesting all over. Tomorrow there is a protest in the Kaveri water riverbed, where I am also a participant, where we are protesting for the Kaveri Management Board to be constituted on the riverbed of Kaveri at Trichy. So all these things are burning issues are there. But nobody is there to address these issues. And everybody wants to enter politics. Everybody wants to become the Chief Minister. The next day they enter politics. Even Mr. Rajinikanth says it is not the right time.
But Mr. Rajshekar, one minute, Mr. Rajshekar.
The party. No. See, let me make it very clear.
Mr. Rajshekar.
I am not against anybody. I am not against
Mr.
anybody.
Rajshekar, one
Everybody
second.
is entitled to enter politics. But please do something to the people of the state. Farmers are committing suicide in the Delta region of Tamil Nadu. There is no water to drink. And you are talking about becoming Chief Minister day in and day out. Every next day, a new actor.
Mr. Rajshekharan.
All right, no. So I don't understand. I don't understand. Mr. Rajshekharan joined Kamal Hassan's party not long ago. Do you not believe that he should be a leader? Then why did you join him, Mr. Rajshekharan?
See, I'll tell you. I'll make it very clear. I quit party only because I was not able to cope up with his speed. But nowhere he has said that I am going to enter politics and become Chief Minister today. He was very pragmatic and he said he wants to serve the people. And yesterday in a FICCI meeting he had said, if I lose in Tamil Nadu elections, I will still be a politician and serve the people. This should be the attitude of anybody who is going to enter politics and form a new party. But this is not just like that. It is not a movie making or just a drama.
Mr. Rajshekharan.
Yesterday and become a Chief Minister
Oh,
today.
Mr. Rajshekharan, you
Really
leave
ridiculous.
movie making and answer one question.
Yes.
Mr. Rajshekharan, all these years you've had politicians in the state. Why did all these problems pile up? Now suddenly you think that Rajinikanth won't be able to handle these problems because he's an actor. So all you politicians who've been running the state for so many decades, why did you all have these problems lingering? Come on, what kind of a statement is that?
No, I'll tell you. See, the NEET issue was a burning issue.
Look, the state is much better off than most states in India.
Yeah, but what have your politicians done all these decades? For you to say that now, what can
let
Rajinikanth come and do?
Raman respond to that question, please. Let
sorry.
Mr. Raman respond to that question.
No,
Mr. Raman,
one
go
second.
ahead.
They've done enough to ensure that Tamil Nadu is one of the most progressive states in the country. They've done enough to ensure that we are one of the most progressive states in the country. We have some of the best socio-economic indicators. We have the best human development indicators in the country. So to say that politicians have done nothing in the last 60 years is absurd.
And
even the DMK and the ADMK, they may be corrupt parties.
No,
I'm
saying Rajshekharan ji has
but
said
they have done enough for the
Mr.
development of the
Raman,
state.
Mr. Raman, Mr. Rajshekharan has said that there are so many issues that are left.
Inclusive growth, social justice.
No, you've got it all wrong,
Mr.
Mr. Raman.
States in India, sir.
Right, okay.
I'm sorry, the facts are...
One second. We seem to have completely lost track. Okay, all right. So it's very interesting. They're having Rajinikanth...
What he calls as problems are basically issues which are not... which were there for last 3-4 decades, which are not detrimental completely to the progress of the state. There are issues, they have to be addressed. It's basically issues of environment versus development, which is there all over India.
Rajshekharan says because of these issues, Rajnikant won't be able to
all
handle
those
it.
issues, 90%
No, but you know,
of that
it's one second, gentlemen, calm down.
Rajnikant is not the right person.
Calm down. Let's, and I'm going to take this
Because
quote.
of these issues, he's saying
one second.
Rajnikant is not the
I have a
candidate.
question for Mr. Srinivasan. Mr. Srinivasan, the truth is that Tamil Nadu's politics, the history, has always welcomed movie stars because of their popularity, and they've been among the most successful chief ministers in the state. The track record is plain to see, and they have as much a part to play and a credit to take in today's and in the socio-economic indicators that Suman C. Raman is calling out. That Tamil Nadu has excellent indicators in terms of women empowerment, girls going to school, health and things like that. Go ahead.
Mr. Rajshekharan saying Rajnikant won't be able to handle.
No, that's exactly what is making the AIDMK nervous right now.
One need to understand.
Second lowest infant mortality rate in the country, second lowest maternal mortality rate in the country.
I think what we need to understand here is,
socio-economic
sir, all that is fine, but aren't actors
one at
also
a time,
ruling
please.
your state?
One at a time, please. Mr. Srinivasan, go ahead.
I think what we need to understand is it's not as if, actors just entered into politics and became politicians. If you look at the background, even Karunanidhi was a script writer, but he was in politics for a long time. MGR was in politics for a long time. He didn't just jump out of silver screen and become a politician overnight. Even Jayalalitha struggled for quite some time as a politician. In politics, she was for quite some time before she became a chief minister. She was there for a long time. Now, what's happening is, if you look at others now, currently, what is happening is, except one case where in the case of Andhra Pradesh, NT Ramarao, who within 11 or 12 months became the chief minister, but he was riding a certain political wave there. Currently, what is happening in Tamil Nadu is there is a political vacuum after Jayalalitha passed away and indifferent health of Karunanidhi. There is the perception is that there is a space, and therefore everybody is trying out their hands, which includes Rajnikant as well, which includes also Kamala Hassan. So everybody is trying to have a go at it. Now, who succeeds, we have to wait and see. But to think that since somebody was in cinema and therefore not suitable to be in politics may not be correct. One has to wait and see how, of course, they get a jump over others. Absolutely. Because once you are on a silver screen, you have a certain identity, you are easily visible. Your visibility is high, you are identified. All those things are there, your popularity is there. But it also is important what kind of, signaling or what kind of messaging they are trying to do through their movies. But in the case of Rajnikant, he has been a superstar. Of course, he has a leg up over others. Now, how he is going to use this, we have to see that.
Right. Muthu Kumar on the phone line from Chennai. Mr. Muthu Kumar, you've been holding for a very long time. Go ahead, please.
Oh, yes, Faye. In fact, Faye, I have a few points to make.
Yes.
One, to start with, yes, most of the callers say, I'm an ardent fan of your show and I watch it. The second point is this. While I agree with what Mr. Rajshekar said about a few points, I don't agree with many of the points. Now, in my personal opinion, as a very common citizen of Tamil Nadu, I feel before every movie that comes out, there is a controversy that is purposefully created just to promote the movie. Like what I agree with Mr. Rajshekar is about all those burning issues, whether it is NEET or Kaveri or the methane or whatnot. Now, this is extremely painful for all of us, and that's more important than who is actually going to be coming and singing and what they are speaking. And one more important point is, every time these politicians make an issue out of a movie or a song, it becomes a huge hit. And that's something that's for them to remember and keep in mind. Leave it. Movies are movies. And there are days that have gone by. People today are able to understand the games that people play, and especially what the politicians play. And today, I'm sure all of us are going to think beyond who these superstars are. 10 years back, I would have voted for Rajnikant. Today, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to think of an agenda. I'm going to think of what is there in store and what is he going to do for us.
Absolutely.
I think that's what is most important. And I seriously hope most of us wake up and we start thinking at the solutions that we need
and
yes, yes.
sadly the money.
So don't be washed away by celebrity. Think of the solutions, think of the ideas, and think of what the person is offering you. Mr. Muralidharan, here's my question. Tamil Nadu, of course, is in desperate need of a leader. Ever since the former and late Chief Minister Jayalalitha passed away, there has been a sort of vacuum that was created in Tamil Nadu. You denied it several times when you were here on behalf of the AIADMK, but let's be honest, there is a vacuum that either Rajinikanth could occupy, and then of course there was Kamal Haasan as well, who seems like it was something he was interested in. Are these the two choices now that Tamil Nadu has? Have all of the other political parties taken a back seat, and that's what's making them nervous?
No, see, what's happening now, yes, there's a amount of dissatisfaction. There are a lot of, it's just like the saying, like the cat's away, mice at play, right? Now, a lot of these fringe parties have tried many tricks, including, converting the entire state into a protest mode. Whether it's NEET, methane, Sterlite, you talk of anything,
I mean,
the Tamil people today, it's come to a level, they want to protest.
People of Tamil Nadu.
No, let him speak,
no, it's
please.
the drop of the hat. They want to protest for everything. So that is the kind of move they are in.
Kaveri water issue.
The burning issues are there. The burning issues are there.
What are you talking? No, what are you talking? Are you living in Tamil Nadu or you are living in
protest mode?
No, what protest?
Let me explain to you, Mr. Rajshekharan. Mr. Rajshekharan, let me explain to you. Let me talk. I did not interrupt when you spoke.
And you're talking rubbish.
No, Mr. Rajshekharan,
sir, I did not interrupt when you spoke. So let me talk. Please let me talk.
The textbook on everything.
Let him speak, sir. Let him make his
Mr. Rajshekharan, please let me talk.
Mr. Rajshekharan.
All right, gentlemen, one at a time. Mr. Muralidharan, finish your point, please.
Yeah, let me finish. There is a rage which is happening. There is an anger because Kaveri is not happened. The water has not come. People are unhappy about it. Now that's turning, today this is a very big incident where one family which went to pray in a temple were literally lynched and one of them died and they destroyed their vehicle. There is a rage which is actually becoming
people are protesting for any reason.
Kind of rage.
You just said that people are protesting for any reason, that there's no real reason to protest, that people are going out to the streets and protesting for any reason.
No.
Is there a rage or is there not a rage?
There's no real reason, Faye. There are reasons they're protesting for, but the small fringe parties and some section of the media, it's influencing it and they're polarizing it. So it's become, it's a little bit of unrest in Tamil Nadu. There's a lot of unrest in Tamil Nadu. There's also unemployment factor which is also playing into it. I'm not saying everything is rosy in Tamil Nadu. All I'm saying is there is a mode right now which is not good for the state.
Okay.
Now at this stage, we need a good leader to come over and take over.
All right. So Vaishali on the phone line from Chennai. Vaishali, go ahead.
Hi, Faye. Whatever point Suman C. Raman has actually put forth, I guess that is the only thing that makes any sense at all, because all these people who are either supporting Rajinikanth or against, against his whatever movie that's gonna come up, I don't think anything has an impact. The minister who has actually given his comments, it would be great if we can actually go to his constituency once and see what exactly is happening. Let's leave NEET, let's leave Kaveri, all the, catchwords that's doing the rounds. Let's leave all that. There are basic issues. I live in Chennai and I know there are today I saw, a small group of 15 people who are actually fighting to ban NEET and everything, right on, in the bus stop. People actually, all this is made up. This thing about people getting together because of one song, listening to one song. I really hope, they actually see the reality. All this is just made up. This is what I actually feel.
All right. We have one more person, Karthik, on the phone line from Chennai. Karthik, very quickly, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, Karthik.
Hello, I just want to make a quick counter to K.C. Panisamy.
Yes.
Who was expelled from the party for talking against, for raising the voice against BJP. I don't know if he still represents the AIADMK faction, big faction, OPS or EPS. He mentioned about Rajinikanth mentioning that he will be paying 1 crore if interlinking river was made possible. They are in power. They are going well with BJP. Why can't they start the project instead of seeking funds from Rajinikanth? Why are you? We voted for K.C. Panisamy, not Rajinikanth.
All right. I'm going to give absolutely last word to Mr. Suman C. Raman. Mr. Raman, go ahead, please.
Hey, can I make a quick point?
Yes.
Yeah. See, I think this whole issue of Tamil Nadu is in a grave crisis. Yes, the Kaveri issue has got unanimous support from every single citizen of the state. There is no question about it. But many of the other protests are actually issues which have been there for 10-15 years, on which a lot of people are actually some of these protests do not have overwhelming support of the people. And many of them are being fanned by fringe parties and are being sort of highlighted by certain sections of Tamil media to fan the flames. So it is a problem, but clearly to say that Tamil Nadu is in disastrous shape is not actually true. There is a government, law and order is quite seriously maintained, and if you look at some of these protests, these are often protests of 50 people, 100 people, 200 people. I'm not saying that numbers alone should make a protest justified or not, but you have to look at it that many of these protests, so protests like the neutrino, for instance, they do not have overwhelming support. They are a group of environmentalists. They have a small segment which supports them.
IPL
these
also.
Fringe parties which are highlighting all these protests together do not constitute even 10% of the vote share of the state. And they have been at the same 7, 6, 5% for the last 15 years. So I think it's very unfair to go by what is shown on TV and say that everything is in a mess in Tamil Nadu and so on.
Mr. Raman, wouldn't you agree that the major problem is the power vacuum?
There are schemes which are getting delayed. I accept all of that. But it's not that, things are all collapsing. There is still a government in place, and the government is doing what it can, at least compared to what it was in the first few months after Ms. Jayalalitha passed away, when there was a virtual paralysis. At least now there is some activity going on.
All right, we're going to leave it there right now. I want to thank my panel for joining us this evening and giving us your views. We've run out of time, but the good news is there's a Kaala film coming out and we can all watch it fairly soon. The music is already out from what we understand. The bad news is that politicians are still relying on these sort of bullying tactics to get their way. There is a power vacuum in the state of Tamil Nadu because there isn't a big cult leader right now. It's possibly that vacuum that Rajinikanth is looking to occupy. And that's probably why the AIADMK is getting nervous. What it boils down to is that you have no right to trample over anybody's fundamental rights, and it's unlikely that Rajinikanth's fundamental rights are going to be trampled upon anytime soon, given the kind of power, the popularity he enjoys in the state of Tamil Nadu. We're going to keep an eye on this story and its development and the development of politics in Tamil Nadu as well. Don't go anywhere. Stay with Mirror Now. After this break, we'll come back with some news.